Welcome back. I'm in a new location today. Let me know if you like this better than the previous. It does have the printer in the background at least, and some of the stuff I've been working on. Today's video, we're going to be focusing on print supports. So if we're printing things that have large overhangs, we know that to some extent we can get away without support structures depending on the geometry that's there. But in some cases we're going to definitely need support. So I'm going to discuss the differences there. So for anybody who has dealt with support removal or ugly surface scars when you're doing the printing, it could be because you're using the wrong support type. Today, we're going to be breaking down the differences between normal and tree supports, when to use them, the pros, the cons, which one's best for your next print, and it really comes down to what your next print is. I've had success with both. Normal supports are the traditional choice in 3D printing, and I'll have some examples on the screen as we go through this. They extend straight from the print bed to support the overhanging parts. They're really great for large overhangs and heavier models. Anything that has weight that really is going to need that support is going to sag if you don't. Downside, they use more filament, and because of that, they take more time, and they will be tricky to move, and I'll show some examples of that as we move on. Tree supports, on the other hand, grow kind of like branches, and they're really fun to see, which means they're minimizing the contact with the print, and they're great for miniatures, delicate models, things that are light, things that you need good, easy to remove support. They leave cleaner surfaces because of that, but they're not as sturdy as normal supports. That being said, they tend to use less material, and so they are going to be faster. I saved about an hour on the same print using tree supports instead of traditional normal supports. So which one do you use? Well, it really comes down, if you need strength and stability, you go with normal supports. If you want easier removal and less waste and faster prints, then you go with the tree support. So as an example, I was printing this lovely picture frame. The first print I did, this is the wrong one. I was printing this lovely picture frame. The first print I did, I forgot to think about supports at all. So if we look at this and we see what we have going on here, it is got some stringing that happened there. I pulled a lot of it off. It's got stringing on the back. It's got really nasty surface finish on the bottom, and I'll add some pictures of this as well for you to see. And it's just overall very bad. It's not going to serve the function it needs to. It can't even slide a picture within this ridge here. So I went ahead and played with some supports. So I started with tree supports. You can see that on the screen now. And I was able to get, through that print, a much better frame that actually has the slots that I can go ahead and put a picture in if I wanted to. That being said, it did have a little issue where one of the tree supports fell. And when that happened, I ended up with a little rougher surface on this bottom hanging face here. I did struggle a little bit with some of the removal, and we can see that. And it is what it is. The bottom is a little bit rougher too, but it printed something that's functional at least. And just for comparison, I went ahead and used traditional support. You can see how that turned out here. And when I did that, it came out very nice. It does have a little bit of some support material that kind of got trapped on here that I'm still struggling to get off, but overall it came out really, really good. Except when I was pulling the support off, it fractured. So you can see that crack that formed right there, and I'll add those pictures as well. And just for comparison of the removed material, this is what the support structure looks like for the normal supports. And then this was some of the tree support structure. So you can see this is the one that kind of fell and broke off. You can see that a little bit at the bottom, and some of these, as it came off and it broke, it did some fun. I have an example of one I did a different print, just so you can see the full support structure itself, how it kind of comes out. It's very much like that tree. You can see the branches on it. It's very nice. And that print came out beautifully. But then I thought about this print again and went, I was printing them oriented this way, because for a picture oriented this way, this makes sense. But then it occurred to me, what if I just change the orientation and I print it from the bed like this? So here is an example of doing the same geometry, with no support structure whatsoever, and it actually came out the best. However, you can see that my color gradient is inverted. So if there is an important aspect to that, then go ahead and use your supports as long as you're good with it. And otherwise, your solution might actually be no support in changing your print orientation. What support type do you prefer? Have you used one, the other, both? Please let us know in the comments below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe for more 3D printing tips. And if you have anything you're interested in learning about or me exploring with you, please put those in suggestions in the comments as well. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.